Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. And Foil Armor, flatten your foils fast. And congratulations to Nathan Must Be Nate Money for winning the Secret of Strixhaven giveaway. 401 Games will be reaching out so you can pick your commander deck, and congratulations on winning. Kuzno wins the die roll and starts us off. He draws, playing Yavimaya Coast, and taps it, losing 1 to help cast Wall of Vines. Desmond plays a Forest and casts a turn 1 Burgeoning. Josh draws, playing a Mountain, which allows Desmond to put an island into play. Chris plays a Temple of Malady, scrying 1, and Desmond puts another island into play, and Chris passes turn. Kuzno's land drop is a Waterlogged Grove, and he passes. Desmond's got a Forest, and pays 2 for a Simic Signet. He then casts Shared Roots to go and find a basic, and passes. Josh draws, playing a Clifftop Retreat, and then casts Authority of the Consuls. Chris plays Llanowar Wastes, and ramps with a Rampant Growth. Kuzno draws, playing an Ancient Tomb, and then casts an Arbor Adherent, passing as Josh gains 1. Desmond draws, casts Quandrix, and forgets to Cascade. Josh has got a Sundown Pass, and he casts a Taurian Mauler. Chris plays a Forest, and casts Deathreap Ritual, and the Mauler gains a counter, and Chris passes. Kuzno plays a Dreamroot Cascade, and casts Chelonian Tackle, targeting his Wall of Vines and the Taurian Mauler. The Mauler gets a counter, and neither of them die, with the Wall of Vines getting +0/+10. And Kuzno then taps the Arbor Adherent for 13 to help cast Pride of the Hulklade. He follows it up by casting Primo for 11, which enters with 22 counters, and then passes. Desmond draws and casts a Mystic Remora. He then swings his commander at Kuzno for 6. Desmond passes after combat. Josh draws, but plays nothing and has to pass. Chris has got a Forest and casts Feed the Swarm, blowing up the Authority of the Consuls and losing 1. Chris then passes, and during the end step, Desmond casts a Frantic Search. He cascades first into an Inevitable Betrayal, which he casts on Josh. This gets him a Mother of Runes. The Frantic Search then resolves, and Desmond then continues with a Beast Within, targeting Primo. He cascades into a Pongify, which he uses to take out the Arbor Adherent as well, and with both creatures removed, we then move to Kuzno's turn. Kuzno draws, playing a Demolition Field, and then activates the Pride of Hulklade on the Wall of Vines. He then casts Tetsuko Umezawa. Going to combat, Kuzno swings the unblockable Wall of Vines at Desmond. This has Desmond taking 3, and Kuzno drawing 3. After that, he passes, and during the end step, Chris casts Terminate to destroy Quandrix. Desmond pays for the Mystic Remora on his upkeep, and draws for turn. He plays a Forest, and then casts Diviner of Mist, shipping it after it resolves. Josh draws, misses his land drop, and just has to pass. Chris plays a Garden of Freyalise untapped and takes 3, and then casts Henzie and passes after his commander resolves. Kuzno's land drop is Ba Sing Se, and he casts a Corrupted Shapeshifter, choosing the 0/12 mode. He then hits Desmond for 1 with Tetsuko, and passes. Desmond's upkeep has him letting the Mystic Remora go, and he draws for turn. He casts a Cultivate, finding a basic for his hand, and a tapped one to the field. And he then swings the Diviner of Mist at Josh. This has Desmond milling 4, and then casting Cultivate again, and Josh takes the hit for 4. Desmond then plays a Forest return, and passes. Josh still can't find a land, and has to pass. Chris draws and casts an Arcane Signet, shipping it after that. Kuzno's turn has him activating the Pride of Hulklade on the Shapeshifter, which he then swings at Josh. This is Josh taking 12, and Kuzno drawing 12. Kuzno then casts a Soul Ring, and then 3 visits go and find a land. He follows up with a suspicious bookcase, and then a walking bulwark. He then passes, discarding down to hand size. Desmond draws, plays an island, and cannot read his commander as he recasts Quandrix and once again does not cascade. He then swings the Diviner of Mystic Kuzno, which he gets to cast Pongify off of, and destroys the Pride of Hulklade. With nothing else, Desmond passes. Josh has finally got a land, playing a Plains and casting Roaming Throne. He names God and passes. Chris draws and blitzes out Mezio Mugger and swings it at Kuzno. He exiles his top card from each player, and Kuzno then blocks the bookcase. After combat, Chris plays his mountain from exile, and then casts Reverse the Polarity to swap the power and toughness. This eliminates most of Kuzno's board. Chris then moves to his end step, sacrificing the Mugger to the Blitz trigger, drawing a card as it goes to the graveyard. Kuzno draws, playing a Flooded Grove, and casts a Trans-Dimensional Bovine. He follows it up with Zopandrel, and passes. Desmond draws and casts a Rishkar's Expertise. First he cascades into Planar Engineering, and then he draws 6. The expertise allows him to cast Embrace the Paradox, which in turn cascades into a Sleight of Hand. This has Desmond continuing with an Arcane Signet. He then follows up with a Growth Spiral, and it cascades into a Soul Ring. He follows up by casting Windfall, and this cascades into a Flow State. The Flow State then resolves, but Chris responds to a Curtain's Call before Windfall resolves and targets Quandrix and the Mother of Ruins. Desmond taps the Mother to protect Quandrix, but the Mother of Ruins dies, and the Windfall then resolves. This is everyone discarding their hand and drawing 9. Desmond then plays an island, and he casts Reenact the Crime and targets Avenger of Zendikar. This allows him to cascade into Snap, which he casts and bounces the massive Torian Mauler. The Avenger then enters, with Desmond making his plant tokens, and he goes to combat. He swings the Diviner at Kuzno, casting Planar Engineering off of it. This gets him 4 more basics, which gives his plant tokens 4 +1/+1 counters. Kuzno then blocks his Zopandrel, and after that, Desmond passes. Josh draws, plays a Plains, and casts Talisman of Progress. He follows up by casting Kratos, and then swings the Roaming Throne at Chris. Chris takes the hit for 4, with Josh gaining an experience counter. He then moves to his end step, and he puts a counter onto Kratos as he passes. Chris plays a Cinder Glade, and then casts Carter. This goads his opponents into attacking each other, and he follows up by casting Kethek, and passes. Kuzno's turn has him playing a command tower, and he then casts a Morph creature from hand. He flips it up to reveal Den Protector, and uses it to get back the Walking Bulwark. Kuzno then casts the Bulwark, and goes to combat. This has Zopandrel doubling all of his creatures' power and toughness. He swings Zopandrel at Josh, while everything else goes at Desmond. Josh declares no blocks, while Desmond puts 2 plants in front of each of the 3 3s. Desmond then casts a Roiling Regrowth, which has him first cascading into Lightning Greaves. He then sacrifices a land, and goes to find 2 basics, with his plants gaining 2 more +1/+1 counters. Kuzno's attackers are taken out, and after combat, he then casts Feed the Pack. He then plays a Great Forest Druid, and then Birds of Paradise. Moving to his end step, he sacrifices the Bovine to feed the pack, and he makes 8 wolf tokens and passes. Desmond draws, casts Hullbreaker Horror, and then moves the Lightning Greaves onto it. He casts Brainstorm. The Hullbreaker bounces the Avenger of Zendikar, and Desmond then casts Omniscience. He bounces Zopandrel, and then casts Avenger of Zendikar again, this time making 18 plant tokens as it comes in. Desmond then continues with an Inspiration from Beyond, which hits a Soul Talisman, and he then returns Wisdom of Ages with the Inspiration. The Hullbreaker Horror then bounces Kratos, and he then casts Wisdom of Ages. This has him cascading into 3 visits, bouncing a wolf token, and Desmond then follows up by casting Dig Through Time. This has him cascading into Return of the Wild Speaker. He gives his team +3/+3, bounces 2 wolf tokens, and then casts a Treasure Cruise. He bounces a wolf token as well, and then casts Dream Halls, and Thassa's Oracle. With enough blue devotion at this point, and very few cards in his deck, Desmond then wins from the Oracle trigger, winning on the spot. Game review time. So Quandrix was definitely the strongest card this game, which is kind of funny considering Desmond missed 2 Cascade triggers from casting his commander from the command zone. I guess he didn't really need it. Honestly, I wasn't entirely sure what direction he built the deck in, especially when he had that Laboratory Maniac getting exiled, although I guess that gave us a bit of a clue. He also seemed to have a lot of landfall abilities, and it ramped pretty hard, so I guess it's kind of pseudo-ramp with a fallback of milling himself out. It was cool to see. I like a lot of these dragons from Secrets of Strixhaven, and it's great to see different ones winning. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.